Uh, Morning, morning, morning. Hope everybody had a good Christmas. Hope everybody was blessed on Christmas and got what they asked for from Santa Claus. Man, trying to wake up. Trying to wake up. Shout out to y'all, man. What's good with everybody? I know everybody's probably still what up, loyal? What's good with you, brother? Shit, just waking up. About to get it. About to get this in my system right here. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's. Gotta head to the gym here in a minute. All high salute to the riders out there. I'm trying to do these morning lives more. Can you guys hear me? Can y'all hear me? Because last time they said my volume sounded terrible. Let me know if you guys could hear me. They said we can't hear you. There's no volume. Can you hear me? Can y'all hear me? Check, 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 check. We doing a sound check right now. Check, 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 check. Mall high salute. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Congrats on the Christmas last night. Check, 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 check. No sound. No sound. Yeah, I could hear you. Okay. All right. Ooh. So last time, so what's good with everybody? Happy holidays, my homies. Happy holidays to everybody. Um, Mall high salute to the riders out there. Hope everybody's blessed. Hope everybody got what they wanted for Christmas. I got this right here, my fellas. Right here, boom. Got me some good sense. Wifey got me some good sense. Much love, Casper, Loke. You know what it is. Shout out to my riders out there, man. You know what it is. Putting it down for the town. Appreciate all you guys, man. So, um, I'm gonna start trying to do these every single morning. Sip a cup of coffee with the homies or an energy drink. Eat my breakfast before I go to the gym. So I heard this from. I've been doing my research to try to get my channel monetized again, and I'm trying to get on good terms with YouTube, right? Trying to just do it clean, smooth, and just trying to tell YouTube that I'm not tripping with them anymore. Well, 2026, YouTube is about to switch over the formula and it's about to have a whole new generator, how it's going to be pushing people through the algorithm. YouTube's a cold shot because what they're saying is if you are pushing YouTube content and you don't have really a personality, this is what I take from it. If you don't have a real personality and you're just a boring channel, they're going to actually make your channel die out. Like they're going to take you off the grid. So if you don't have normal content and you're not pushing out like content, a AI generator is going to see, like, it's going to be watching. It's not even going to be people no more. It's going to be a AI watching to see how your channel is. And if it deems that you're a boring channel, it's not going to push you through the algorithm at all. God bless. God bless. And I'm like, bro, we are getting to a crazy time. So this AI pretty much is gonna tell you if you're a good YouTuber or not. So all the boring YouTube content creators, and even me, I gotta step it up, I guess, right? Um YouTube is about to actually RIP a lot of people's channels, bro. You're not going to touch nobody's algorithm if you're boring. If the AI says this channel is boring and it judges you off that, and it's an AI telling you your channel's not good, you're about to be shunned out. It's a purge. So I see these channels that try to do different things, right? No hating on anyone. Just giving you the heads up, bro. If you don't have actual content that you're pushing out and you're not pushing out to the masses and people ain't generating to your channel is just about to die. I'm like, damn, homie. So AI's in charge of all this, huh? Now it might be a good thing though, homie. It might be a good thing, I guess, because it makes people step up what they're doing on their channels, you know? So I I think you might have the time with my OG brother, Too Deep from Glowville. Yeah, that sounds familiar, my brother. It does. It sounds familiar. Um, that sounds familiar, my homie. He a villain, huh? Yep, he a villain. He was over there with my homie Mito on them fools. Um, Name is Jameer. He gave you props. Hell yeah, bro. Shout out to the Villies, man. Shout out to all the homies. Artie's my actual relative, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I got some love for the Vills, man. I know gang of them fools really, you know. I'm a younger generation, but still got love for them fools. Mad love for them fools, you know. My high salute to the Glowville homies. But yeah, man, so I guess that puts us accountable to actually pumping out good YouTube content. I don't make content now, so my shit will probably get shut down. Well, you'll still have a channel, but I know now a couple channels come to mind, homie, and they don't really have an agenda. They really don't have an agenda, homie. Their channel is really just like boring. They don't really push out content, so they're trying to make it in the YouTube world. The AI is gonna tell you you're not. We're gonna take you off the grid, bro. That's a cold shot because people really think that they're talented at this. It's more than just getting on a camera, bro. Like you gotta have like some type of personality, bro, to draw people into your channel. Now, I'm not the most charismatic person out there, right? But I know on my platform there has to be something, and maybe it's just like the authenticness of just me, but it draws people in. Now, I did a lot to myself. Like I went out myself tremendously because I went out YouTube. Like I don't need your money. I told them, F your money, F your platform, because I was mad at what they did, but I'm not trying to beef with YouTube. That sounds crazy, bro. I don't want no static with YouTube. Like I'm good with YouTube. YouTube, my peace offering to you guys, man. Savage Sev's gonna be good. I'm not tripping with you guys. You know what I'm saying? I just want to have a fair chance. I just want to have a fair chance. Like I'm not tripping with you guys no more. 2026, bro. I'm all about being a content creator. Okay? Real shit. I ain't tripping with YouTube no more. I just want to have a fair chance. Savage Chef just wants to have that chance, to be able to build. Cause I said this before. I have said this before. For the longest time in my life, the longest time in my life, bro. This is real. This is to everybody. Some deep talk from Savage. My whole life, bro, I really had this mindset, and it was one tracked. It was if you basically don't mess with who we mess with, or you're not a part of the shit that I got going on, I really don't have too much for you. I didn't have relationships with a lot of people like when I was growing up. And then going to the penitentiary, bro, I didn't talk to anybody besides the people that were in my politics or the people that were surrounding me. I didn't talk to everybody, bro, on the yard. That wasn't my stilo. I told this before because if I was on the yard and the homies get into it with you fools, I do not want to feel like I'm torn into this homie's cool. He's a good dude. I don't want to feel like that. If it's time to go, I don't want to feel like, oh, I know this fool, bro. I chopped it up and we had some good conversation. So I really, for a long time, bro, I didn't mess with anybody outside of the politic that I was from. And I did that shit for years, right? Got out, bro, and still on some gang time, homie. And I was just basically on gang time, bro. So it was ours versus the world. That's the truth. So when I started doing this, meeting people from everywhere, meeting people from all kinds of little areas, bro, and different hoods and networking, I was like, you know what? Maybe this right here is what we do. Because there's some real riders from everywhere. I met fools from every turf on here that got solid foods. That's one thing you guys got to recognize is that there's solid foods from everywhere, bro. People be staying in this mind. See, people be staying in this mindset that, oh, we're the only real fools in across the land. Like we the realest fools out there. When that's not the case whatsoever. Stop it. Because there's suckers from everywhere and there's real fools from everywhere. Suckers outnumber the real fools, bro. So if you got a hood, you got a lot of suckers in your hood, bro. I'm sorry to tell you. I done seen the hardest fools crumble when it's time to actually get busy, bro. I done seen the hardest fools that you think that got a good name. When it's time to get busy, bro, and it's time to put in some work, crumble. I done seen the hardest fools snitch. The fools that you would never think this. What up with it? What up with it? Productions, how you doing, fam? My Hawaiian brother. That's the truth. This YouTube platform has opened up doors for I could actually chop it up with other people from other sectors and get a respect for them as people. Because before, you really can't be in that mindset where you just wanna be friends with everybody and you wanna be able to talk to everybody. Because at that time, bro, it's like, why? These fools, I don't get along with these fools. I don't know these dudes. But YouTube has opened that door a lot, homie. YouTube's opened that door a lot. Because I can chop it up with a fool from this neighborhood. I'm about to do an interview with some OG Southside homie. Southside still, bro. In my day and age, the Southside stills, bro. Like that was before me. I never came across really any Southside stills in my city. I knew of them fools. I knew of them dudes. Cause Southside still is basically a OG Southside hood, not Sureños, but they the original from Southside. If I never did YouTube, I would have never came across anybody that was OG from the South Side because that shit was, to be real, when I was growing up, rubber baby, what the hell? When I was growing up, that was already something that was going out. The flame was, they were still there because they were OG fools. But I didn't run across no Southside homies and Southside steals. It was fair if I even ran across the Westwood hoods. I didn't even run across too many of them because everything that I was around was the keyways and the Don Moves. That's what we focused in on, homie. The enemigos from that side. We didn't care about nothing else. And they were all OGs. I didn't run across too many hitmen and warlords from the north side and 38 specials, homie. I knew of them fools. I didn't run across too many of the members because when I was growing up, the big hood over there was the NSMs, original NSMs. And then they started doing, the other NSMs. But when I was growing up, it was NSM. And they were black rags and white rags, the originals. And then you had the criminals, you had the OGCs. UTAs wasn't even that big at that time, you know? So on here, hearing OG shit and being able to network, bro, that's why YouTube it was so very important for the city because it gives you an insight on the city. It gives you an insight on the city, like real shit, because there's a story in every neighborhood. There's a story from every neighborhood on here, bro. You got homies and OGs that been doing time, bro, life sentences. I'm talking about football numbers. I was just telling that, bro. Like some fool was trying to explain. He's not from here. He's not from here. And I'm trying to tell him, homie, you can't generalize a whole city because there's fools that are doing football numbers that are never going to get off the prison yards for putting in work for what they came up from. There's fools that are not no longer here that are dead behind these streets. So to generalize and say a whole city is this, I beg to differ, bro, because these fools will knock your head off, homie. Real talk. You get around the wrong people, you might get your head knocked off being from anywhere. You gotta respect. You have to respect where you are, bro. You can't live this mindset. Oh, I'm from here and I came from here. Because if you don't respect where you're at, that could be your demise, bro. That can be the reason why you're no longer here. Or you might hop in some shit and catch a case, and now you're doing a gang of time because you wanted to act. You needed to go out there and let your nuts hang when you shouldn't. You should have never did that. There was no reason for it. You're not from that backyard. Texans, my dark horse. Yeah, that's me too. Texans is the dark horse of the AFC. You know what I'm saying? But so the thing that pissed me off about YouTube, let me see. Oh, that's a black flag. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know the originals though, my homie, no joke. And I always gotta say it. I'm not from the north, homie, but the solid homies that were on the compound with us, bro, that handle business, because there was times that the NSMs got into it with Sudanos, right? The ones that I know, bro, the real ones, they were outnumbered, but they handled their business, homie. You could respect. It doesn't matter if they lost the battle, right? They got rushed. What can you do? You gonna have power in numbers. Sudanos always had numbers. I always said this. They had a lot of power because of their numbers. It doesn't mean that they just getting off on every aspect, because there was some fools from Northside Mafia, the mafias, because we argue about this shit all the time. The mafia stood on the yard a lot, bro. No cap or anything. The mafia stood on the yard. It was not Norteños. I'm sorry to say. And shout out to the Norteños, because I got love for the real Norteños, right? But the NSMs, they had a more of a chance to be on the yard, and they did. When they got rushed in Buena Vista, bro, there was only 7 NSMs on in Buena Vista, and the Sudanos rushed them 20 to 7, bro. They got rushed by 20 Sudanos, and they still handled their business. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you can't generalize that shit. Hold on real quick, fellas. Let me plug this in. Shout out to everybody, even the people that, like, if you're not from Denver, bro, just kind of just like let this shit go over your head, because you're not gonna understand what I'm talking about. Um, now it's the trolls, man. Don't even worry about the trolls. You know they've been coming in here deep. But let me see real quick. Shout out to you, my dudes. Shout out to everybody out there. But yeah, so put this on the charger real quick. But that's one reason why I kept at that shit, because I really didn't want to, honestly, I really wanted to pretty much be a voice for the city, because if we don't have a voice out here in Colorado, and there's a lot of voices for other cities and states, right? Um, we lose our voice, homie. Who gonna remember the history of Denver? That's how I felt, because the city limits. Everybody knows the city limits. They try to take away everybody's neighborhood, right? Regentified it. People forgot about that shit. When you talk about that shit, a lot of people forgot about that shit. A lot of people forgot about that shit. Yeah, NSM, yeah, they did. They did. They were known for the females over there for sure. Rosebud, Texas, checking in. Hey, I appreciate. Shout out to Texas, mommy. You know, And then you got, you have to understand too. Like I was doing some YouTube surfing, and people that were representing Bach State, the Denver Metro, the ones that were doing the videos on our town, they were saying wrong information, bro. They were feeding us wrong information about the city, bro. They were telling us about they were telling us about the city, but they weren't telling us about the real history about the city. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it pissed me off because that's not how it is, bro. And if you don't respect the people that came before you and you don't even know that, bro, you don't know where you run into. You don't know where you headed, the direction. Got a lot of partners, bro, that are dead, from the streets. I got partners that are doing life sentences from the streets. It's a cold shot, you know? It's a cold shot because it's like people ain't gonna talk about that shit. People ain't gonna talk about the summer of violences, homie, and how many families were affected by the summer of violences out here. How many people died in that time frame? How many people caught life sentences in that time frame? What's up with it? Shout out to the AZ area. Shout out to my Arizona homies. You got to be careful about on female. La Raza Park is historical. Shout out to the NSMs. Hell yeah. You you can't take away from NSMs, bro. Like regardless of how you feel, like NSMs had a big history out here, bro. You know, and their original set. They're the original set from the north side. So you have to show if you're from the north, you do have to show that original set and pay their dues. Now a lot of youngsters are gonna be like, nah, homie, I don't have to. But that's the one that put it on the map for a lot of the north. You know what I'm saying? Like, and yes, there's a lot of hitters from the nutty. I know a gang of hitters from the nutty. I got some good homies from the nutty. And then, like I said, there's suckers from the nutty. There's suckers from the east side, suckers from the west, suckers from Park Hill, suckers from everywhere. Green Valley Ranch, wherever. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to have fake and real. But you can't generalize a whole city and state. Hey, bro, you said AZ racist like Cali in one of your videos. Look, more AZ hoods. You'll see black and brown together. Nah, for sure. Nah, definitely. I know a homie. His name's AZ. I don't know if you ever came across him. He was just telling me about their prison systems. You know what I'm saying? They probably have good relations for real, for sure, for sure. You know what I'm saying? But he ran it down to me like in the prison system. So I don't really know too much about AZ, but shout out to the Cactus State. I seen some vlogs with you fools too, man. Shout out to them fools out there. They putting it down for the city. So good people. One of my main homies, AZ Ruckus, man. That's my partner now. You would never actually understand because my homie AZ, he was a wood, homie. He was a straight wood, my homie. Like that fool was a straight solid. No smut on that fool. And I've been in the streets with that fool where he was ready to get activated. You know, he'll tell you about a story when I was running up on fools and he was right there by my side. So go Broncos, man. Go Broncos. Uh, they did their thing, but I was kind of disappointed how we won. A win's a win. But I'm happy, homie. A win's a win. You know what I'm saying? I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it whatsoever. Yeah, I won't lie in jail. It's like that. Nah, that's what he was saying, homie. But I know the AZ homies, bro. I know the Cactus Boys begin get into it too, bro. They put in work and they real solid out there. That's what he was saying. So um yeah, I was kind of irritated with the win, bro. But I can't be mad at a win, but I was irritated. I'm not gonna lie, bro. The Broncos, no excuse for how they played last night. No excuse. Had me hot, kind of, because they had opportunity to put them dudes away multiple times, and I don't know what the play calling was, but I can't be mad at a win because we're in the best situation you could be in football. Whose house? Rams, the Rams, bro. You came in here like you at in LA, bro. Nah, this is Broncos country, brother. What do you mean? The line was there then. Yeah, that's why. These gambling things, bro. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like I hate gambling. I hate fantasy football and all that shit, bro. It messes up the game, man. Oh yeah, Joker. Ooh, Joker putting in work, fellas. I had to bring out the Nuggies hat too, you know. But this this year, bro, 2026, I'm gonna try to get it up and running. And go check out the last video I did too, man. Like you can always tell when YouTube's showing you a little bit of love. So, you know, got some big things happening for 2026, and we're just gonna continue to grow. And I actually appreciate everybody that's been tapping in, man. I appreciate everybody that's been tapping in, bro. Because like even if you're a troll, bro, it doesn't even matter, homie. Even if you're a troll, you taking time to come troll the channel, right? You taking time to come troll the channel. So I'm not mad at you, but just know I'm not the one that's in charge of putting y'all fools on timeout. So it's not Savage Sev. It's the homies that if they think something's out of line in the comment section, you're gonna get in timeout. They ain't gonna ban you right away, but they're gonna put your ass in timeout to make you think, why are you over here spamming the chat? Now, if it was up to me, I would just be like, troll. I'll just troll your ass back. But we sat down as a collective circle and said, hey man, trolls need to go. Trolls that spam need to go. If you're saying zesty shit and you're zesty molesty, you're not gonna make it on these parts. My blood pressure was high for the Broncos game. Bro, I was sitting, you could ask my wife. I was sitting there and usually I'm just hyped. Usually I'm just going crazy at the crib, loud as hell. But last night I was sitting there like, are you serious? This is how you fools are gonna come out on Christmas Day. You guys are just gonna play this. This is how you're gonna play to the wire with these chief dudes that have their third stringers in. Are you serious? For Christmas? Come on, bro. Um, live in LA. Let me see real quick. I live in LA. The Rams, it's Broncos all day. Let's go, my Cali Bronco homies. LA Broncos country. Let's go, Rada. Live in LA. Ouch, they about to get zesty, molesty with that gas price. What up, Mac? What's good with you, brother? What's cracking with you, my bro? How you doing, fam? I see you in here. I didn't even, my bad. I'm just rambling on. How was your Christmas? We was good, man. I had a good Christmas. Family, good food, respect, not respect, presents, nice presents. Um, People lack respect. Respect starts with yourself. You got to respect yourself. That's the truth. See, if you don't respect yourself, bro, you're not gonna. People are not will not respect you if you don't respect yourself and you don't stay in your own lane, but have morals and value and live by integrity and live by just being respectful, bro. You ain't gonna get respect and you won't be respected. People will see through that shit, bro, and they'll motherfuckers get eaten up. If you don't got respect, you're gonna get eaten up in this life. So if you don't respect yourself, you have low standards. Terrible, 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 man. You know, that's one thing I try to do, bro. I try to have respect. I try to live off of respect and not for myself, but respect my surroundings and respect the people around me, even in my living environment. You know, um, I don't know. I don't know, bro. They were non-existent, and I know this. They need to get that shit together before the playoffs. Definitely. I'll take the win, but the Broncos don't ever need to play on Christmas again. Real shit, bro. Yeah, nah, true. You're very true. That's very true. That was I had a good Christmas till I started watching that game. Like, what the hell's going on? Belongs to NBA. For real, hell yeah. Nah, definitely, bro. I'll give it to the NBA. You know what I'm saying? Like they had that was the tradition of sports, bro, on Christmas, you know? But so yeah, man, that's the word on the big yard right there. That the word on the big yard is that YouTube is putting this new system in, and it's gonna tell you if you're fit to do YouTube. It's gonna tell you if you're a boring YouTuber, and you're basically gonna get put off the grid by YouTube standards. So your channel is just gonna evaporate if you're boring. That's what they're saying. AI is about to judge you people, man. They're about to judge me. They're about to judge every YouTube out there, bro, to say you can do this or you can't. They put it in the hands of the AI. So there's a lot of people, man, that's about to be evaporated. A lot of people's channels about to be took off the market, man. I'm like, we got into a day and age that we need we need the podcast, my boy. Hey, that's another thing I want to get into too, Marada, is like I want to build for everybody in Colorado can come chop it up about any type of topic, homie, out of the box state. Like I said a little bit before, I want to be one of them channels that promote people's new companies. I want to be one of them channels out here for Colorado that if you got music, you got a business, you got your tattooing, I want to definitely promote for other Colorado based things that are coming out of Colorado. And I want to do some more podcasts with a couple people like me in the box state business. We're going to start doing our show on Wednesdays. We're going to turn that into a full-on podcast, I think. That's a good idea right there, my bro, because a lot of people have been asking about that. A lot of people have been asking about that, bro. You know, and to be real, there's not too many people that I want to collab with, bro, like on that type of stuff, because I kind of walk this thin line about who I put my energy into. And one of the dudes that I can honestly say I could work with on a podcast and really build is Box State Business. Go check him out. Now, so if you post a video and it doesn't get an amount of views, they just basically, bro, an AI is gonna judge you just how you are. If you got a stilo, if you got charisma, and they're gonna take you out the algorithm. They're gonna take everybody in your channel is just gonna die out because they're trying to weed out the trash that goes on YouTube, basically. So basically YouTube's going to become this platform like you need to have some type of content. You need to be doing YouTube content, not just posting random videos. That's what they're saying. So this is going to be in 2026. This is going to be the goal. Like this is going to be the go ahead time, bro. Like you either going to grind it out and really put out some real shit, or your channel just going to become a dud. It's going to be dead. Like, damn. North Denver tapping in. What's up with another? What's up with my nutties, man? They be showing a lot of love here, man. That's why I got love for the fam. You know? What's good with it, 44? What's cracking with you, brother? So, yeah, man, like, we got a lot of stuff that I want to do for the channel and just keep building, you know? I got to give a big shout out to my mods too, because the mods, bro, like for the last month, they've been actually doing their thing, homie. Like I see them, they handle business, and I appreciate that shit like to the max. Like I appreciate that shit because I do not know what it is, bro. I do not know what it is. I don't know if it's because I got a confidence about me, homie. Like people get infuriated, they get pissed, or they hear about where I'm from or what I do, they get mad. But I got a lot of trolls, bro. There's a lot of homies that I got a lot of love, but a lot of trolls, they be flooding in these things, And it's like, damn, where did all you fools come from? Now, I don't know if you just don't like the homie Stilo. I don't know if you don't like my Stilo, but I come in peace. I come in peace. Like, I don't mean no harm. I don't mean no harm to you or anybody. I come in peace. What up, Box State Business? Shout out to the homie. Hey, y'all go sub up the homie right there too. Well, that's gonna weed out some people on YouTube. For real. It is. It really is. A lot of people's channels about to be taken down because they're not YouTube's about to tell you if you're a YouTuber, basically. If you're not pushing out content or you don't have really a form of audience, bro, you're not YouTube's about to just let you go. That's what they're saying. That's what they're saying. So um I don't know, bro. I just heard about it just like 2 days ago. YouTube's not playing no more. Why? And my whole thing is YouTube, and it's not to come at you, YouTube. I'm asking a question. Why are you guys gonna let the AI? Why are you gonna let an AI judge you? Shouldn't it be people judging if you're a real content creator or you have any charisma? Shouldn't that be the main thing? Is people judging you, not an AI? Like, come on, Rodders. What if you want to put videos up? I mean, it probably will be a personal videos, you know what I'm saying? Like personal videos, but it's not going to be able to get to the public. That's the information that I got, you know? So YouTube, I don't know if they want to just clean up the whole platform, but if you're not like pushing out real content for YouTube, I guess they don't have nothing for you, you know? They're saying you going to have to start pushing. We're not going to allow people to just have channels. They won't even put you through the algorithm at all, you know? Um I really don't know. I know, like, once you get monetized, that's kind of how you make your money, is through them ads. So I don't know. I don't know how it goes. Because I only really, to be truthful, to be real with everybody, I only made like $500 when I was monetized. I made $500 for you from YouTube. And I don't really know how much it is. Like, I don't really know how much they pay per ad, but I just know I knew this. I made that $500 and it put me in a state of mind like I could do this. Like I can do YouTube. But YouTube took some of the money because for different reasons. And then I got pissed, I got pissed. I was like, you took my money, bro, that I earned. So I went out YouTube. That was my fault, right? I acted out and went out YouTube, but and I would have honestly quit YouTube. I would have really quit YouTube, bro. I would have quit it. I would have been done with it because I was going to. Um, hey, for real, hey Fizzle. I would have been done with YouTube, and I was actually done with YouTube, bro. Like I was done with it. I really didn't care, but I have, bro, and maybe I need to start doing this, but I have a lot of people always come speak life into my channel. Always like, bro, don't quit YouTube. I run into people all the time, bro, that just be like, I'm a sub up to your channel, bro. Like you really put it down for Denver, bro. Please don't quit YouTube. My subs and people like just that been following, bro. Don't quit YouTube. I got people that pretty much from Denver, bro, that text me. Homie, I heard you're quitting YouTube. We need the voice. We need your voice. We need the story times. You know what I'm saying? From Denver, because you're a voice of Denver. And then the thing that really got me, bro, I've sat down with some people that been on my channel for a long time, homie, and some reason I don't know why, but people have told me the craziest stories, and the only reason they didn't act out and go through with what they were thinking is because some of my stories saved their life, bro. Some of my stories saved their life, homie. How can you quit on people like that? How can you quit when people are telling you their real life personal stories, and they're telling you, bro, because of your testimony and what you've been through, I'm still here. That's deep. That is deep. Mind blowing to me, bro. And I'm just a person that got out of prison, bro, that just got a little story. My story ain't worse than anybody's. I'm not the toughest dude or none of that. I just went through a lot of shit and I got through that shit. You know, you said it yourself. You real life, the voice for city. That's crazy. And I'm honored that people say that, bro. I really am. Like, but there's a lot of history out here, bro, that like Box State business, homie. Box State business, really. You can't get like, I don't give a fuck what you say, homie. When it comes to the east side, homie, and it comes to the history of that part of the section, homie, he don't get more realer than that aspect, bro. He's from the real generation of what the gangbanging had become over there, bro. Like, he got a story. You got Conrad. I'll even say this: you got Gangish and them fools. I don't really like tap into Gangish and shit no more. But you got fools that can tell you. There's voices all throughout the city, bro. There's voices. And when I see content creators come out throughout the city and they're talking about the history, bro, to me, that's like I draw into that shit. Because the real truth about this shit, bro, is we're losing our history. The Denver natives are losing their identity, bro. We don't have the hoods no more, bro. All of our homies is either locked up or dead. Generations of family members locked up and dead. And once that's gone, homie, we're gonna see Denver as this thing we see now, the regentified. People are gonna come into the city and they're gonna be like, where's Denver at? There's not a part in Denver that used to be hood. And it's like we're talking about our upbringing and where we been. We're talking about where we lived. We're not talking about this new shit that people see, bro. We're not talking about we're not talking about this new shit that we when we go to the hoods out here, bro, we see all this new development, people in the hoods. Like, that shit really actually breaks hearts. Like, that breaks my heart when I go to the east side and I see the whole neighborhood is just looks different. Looks different, you know. Hey, shout out to you, Guzzler boy. Is that say Glizzy boy? Shout out to you for pulling up. You know what I'm saying? Denver has never. Shout out to you for thinking that. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to you, bro, for tapping in. But that's where you're mistaken and you're a civilian. I could tell you're a civilian that really don't, you know. It's one of them things where sometimes you have to lower yourself down, right? And just get educated. Don't open your mouth all the time. That's basically what it is. Sometimes, like, the best thing for a person is just to put the muzzle on. I say this all the time. You got to put a muzzle on, bro. When you talk too much, put a muzzle on and take it as you want. Maybe you got some bitch tendencies and you got to put a muzzle on. But it's always good to learn, homie. Like, you have to learn. You have to learn, because if you don't learn, you're going to be the stupid one that gets knocked off for not learning. You're going to be the one that dies because you just don't have respect for nobody. Respect goes a long way, you know? You have to understand that, my bro. Hell yeah, do that. You do that all the time, brother. You know what I'm saying? I tell people all the time, like, I won't do it. I won't do it, but you can do that. My name is John C. Sneros, bro. You can go to the courts and you can do it. I'm not gonna put the work in for you unless you send 50 chucks over the cash out, right? But you have to do that. You got to put your own work around these parts, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, it's a must. It's a must you do that. But see, this is where I think you live in a fantasy world. You have to understand this. This isn't the penitentiary. Like you come like you are not on the level 4 yard, bro. I think your ass I think your ass really thinks you're on a level 4 yard. So we pulled the paperwork. What you need to do is get your life right. Get off of YouTube and come in comment section because that's the lowest. That's probably the lowest of the low. Like you're going on comment section surfing for who you don't like. You got to rethink your priorities, my bro. Like that's not a good look for you. And where you're from, it's not a good look for where you're from. You're throwing a black eye on your whole city. You're throwing a whole black eye on your city for no reason. Shout out to y'all, man. Mo high salute. Shout out to you. Did you go to clinic this morning? Nah. I'm actually about to hit the gym. We You're a civilian unless you sit in the room on the phone and the people about street talk. Hey, God bless everybody though, man. So we are gonna create 2026, man. Like it's a beautiful thing to I see a lot of my relatives and a lot of people on here supporting. That's another thing is too, like I got a lot of relatives that tune into this, you know, a lot of relatives that tune into this. And it actually gives them ideas for what they do. They're creative in the mind. My little nieces and nephews, right? They're creative all the way across the board. Creative. And at this point in my life, I rather have nieces and nephews aiming for stuff that's going to keep them out of trouble. That's the bottom line. Because there's a lot of stuff out there that get people in trouble. Youngsters looking for a lot of things that they tie themselves into, and then they get themselves in trouble because they want to be around the wrong crowd. Um, so I urge youngsters to push towards success because you never want to be in a predicament like me. I really just, I despise that aspect. Shout out to everybody. I can't see everybody's comment, but Denver was never anything. No one ever said, watch out for the homes. That's, but the homie on here, man, hey, you actually, I appreciate you actually tuning in this morning, though, too. Everyone knows all time big gangsters talk on the internet. What do you think all the big gangsters do? What would you say to all the big time gangsters do? Man. But yeah, we off to the gym here in a minute. Uh, uh, so do you do it for well, to be elsewhere, homie, like they took a lot of the aspect of the financial stability for me, bro. And I only made a little bit of money, but for a minute it was just to network, right? Network with all the homies on here, bro. And because it's a beautiful thing when you could talk about different stuff in the backyard and another person could conversate with, you about your backyard. It's a beautiful thing, right? So I stayed in the community because of a lot of the family on here like that I build relationships with, you know. That's why I stayed doing YouTube. Plus randomly just people chopping it up. And like I said, people always come to me, bro, like real shit. They always say this. They say, "Homie, you got to continue to build." And see, you got to build, bro, because you have a testimony and a story, homie, that, a lot of people like they're magnetic to that. A lot of people are going through the struggle. A lot of people are going through a lot of things in their life, bro, and you are a light to them. And that right there, homie, like alone is one of the reasons why I stayed on YouTube. Everyone and next big time gangster. I really ain't. If you know my story, bro, I'm a Christian, right? I'm a person that follows a spiritual sense, but I gave my life to that shit for a long time, bro. 13 years old, my homie, you know? And luckily I made it to this age, bro. 37 was the draw, bro. Like, you know how many years you put in for a fake narrative? Because everywhere, it doesn't matter where you go, it's fake all across these cities and states, my bro. I'm a Christian, my brother. I follow the spiritual sense. Hell yeah. Luckily, my mom was a prayer warrior and she prayed that her son will find the light and see things clearly. Hell yeah. You gotta have faith in something, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, and luckily I had enough sense. I had enough sense, my brother, after doing prison time and after many of my partners have got killed and many homies doing life sentences. And luckily I seen different things, different ways, bro. Do I know my Bible? I'm not here to right now because you're trying. I see what you're trying to do too. You're trying to build. You're trying to bait, right? And it's not an argument. You know, the word should never be an argument, my brother. Never. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I do know my Bible, my brother. I do. If you DM me, we can have a Bible study for sure. If you if you basically are calling that aspect and you want to have a real Bible study, DM me. Because basically, my homie, you came in with like the crazy comment, and I know you're trying to bait that aspect. But like I said, you can actually hit me up, and we could have actually a Bible study, bro, and speak of the good word. You know? Oh, okay. I feel it. Hell yeah. Well, this is the thing, is, bro. I appreciate you tapping in. Appreciate you coming in here, man. Make sure you sub up. You can learn something too. You know, you can learn something. Like, a lot of people, they confused on what they don't understand. So they'll come in and, they might see something that definitely they might see something that kind of rubs them the wrong way, but you can't go off of impulse, homie, because like you got to know somebody. You have to like learn to actually know a person and get their story before you judge. Because basically what you did was judge, right? You came in here judging off top, and you don't even know anything about my story, my bro. That's all I'm saying. You can't judge off top. How come you don't want to talk about the Bible? Because I'm not gonna argue with you on here about the Bible, my bro. Like, I'm not willing to feed into the negativity over that, because I know you come off, and I could already tell like you have you're anti what I'm saying. So it's just a war with you. That's what you came. You came in here to cause controversy. That's not a good look on you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not here to go to war with you. This is not what we do on here either, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we over here just chopping it up, bro. But what I'm telling you is, bro, you should not judge. Because first and foremost, let me break this down to you like this. You didn't come in talking about the Bible. First off, you came in talking about everybody wants to be a gangster. You don't even know me. So the misjudgment on yourself and you judging is wrong, because you don't know my testimony, Rada. I don't push gangsterism on nobody. I did time, my brother, in prison, and I try to sway kids away from gang life. I got a lot of people that are doing time. So it's just you're spamming the chat pretty much to make a statement. You're spamming the chat to make a statement. You look stupid because everybody sees what you're doing. And now you're going to have a lot of negative things going at you because you came here to try to have a voice. You don't have a voice in here. This ain't your platform, Marada. This is the wrong place to have a voice. If you want to have a voice and that's what you want to do, go build a platform. Go build a platform because obviously, bro, like you see what you're doing, you're just being a troll. Like that's definitely not a good look to just be a troll. Because you didn't come here talking about the Bible, my bro. You came in here talking about everybody wants to be a gangster. Who's how did you know that? Have you been tuned in? Like, come on, Rada. You were not talking about the Bible. You were talking about everybody wants to be a gangster. So what gave you the indication that I even wanted to be a gangster? I don't understand that. I don't understand that aspect. You can't even stay on topic. Like you're from subject to subject. We're talking about our state and the background and the history of our state. And you came in, everybody wants to be a gangster. I think you wanted to be a gangster. I think you came in to try to be a gangster. So you're not practicing what you preach. And then it didn't work for you. And now you're getting chipped off by the comment section and you just down there looking dumb. I didn't say you wanted to be a gangster. I said everyone the next time. But yeah, who said that anybody was a big time gangster? What is a gangster to you, bro? I don't understand what you're even saying. I really don't understand what you're even talking about at this point. And now you got the sunshine in the spot. Good, good. You got a little bit of clout. Hey, everybody give this guy a round of applause. You got the little bit of shine or whatever, you know? You know, shout out to y'all, man. Now your own religion. I'm not here to argue with you about that shit though, brother. I'm not here to argue with that shit. I'm not here to argue with you about that. I could care less. I really don't care what you believe and what you don't believe. Because it ain't about you. It really ain't about you, my bro. No disrespect. Who the fuck are you? No disrespect, but who are you? I never seen your channel ever over here. You just popped up. Did it come on the algorithm, bro? I don't understand why you even here. Because obviously you're not from Denver, right? Why are you here? If you're not from Denver and you don't want to learn about Denver, why are you here? You're an outsider. That's cool. I don't need your views. I'm not here for the view. Man, I guess you real new. Didn't you hear about my conversation? I said, I don't care if there's one person viewing my shit, bro. As long as they're here, I'm going to chop it up with them. So, you know what I'm saying? What the hell? He said, you should be happy. You're good, my brother. You're good. One of your A viewers to be arguing with him because he's not too smart and boosting your algorithm. I really, to be real with you, brother, I'm not gonna speak on this too much more, bro. If you know me, bro, you know, we just talk about our testimony, homie. I know that triggers a lot of people and people get upset by that, you know. But it's just a testimony, homie. Like it's not nothing to try to put you and make you feel like you're a civilian. I'm just telling my testimony. Everybody on here telling their testimony, my bro. We're not about if you see, bro, my channel is not about being this big ass channel. We just talk to the good people. That's it. You know. So God bless you, man. Hope you have a good day, bro. Happy holidays. Good game, Jordan. What's up with it, man? What's up with it, Eric? How you doing, fam? All high salute to the riders. Um, I I really not surprised anymore how many people come in and just say random shit, man. Like I don't get surprised no more, man. The last month, the last month we done had a lot of new randoms, you know, like we done had a lot of new randoms around here. And it's cool. It's cool, bro. But this is why I tell everybody too, man. I really I seen the aspect because like when we were doing vertical lives back in the day and we were just allowing everybody in here, you know, we had the DA Dub interview, right? We had that interview. We had 500 people in the live, right? At that DA Dub interview. And then Bible, Elok, and Saint Rapo Truths, 300, 400 people in the interview. That brought in so many people that are just civilians that watch this shit, right? They sit down and they don't understand anything that people talk about. So they're gonna troll. That's kind of why I didn't want to build either, bro, because I'd rather have just authentic ass people in the chat just coming to show love, right? But when you open up the channel and you start getting a bigger audience and stuff, you start getting people that just shit goes over their head, you know? You got a lot of shit that goes over people's head. That's why I didn't want to do vertical lives and just build and build and build. Cause like it becomes a clown circus, to be honest. Like a lot of people, it becomes a clown circus, and then you got a lot of people that are just gonna. That's why we got away from the old communities too, because it's just like people, bro. Like, why don't you just come out of your own box for once? Your voice is not important, bro. Your voice is not important, and you're trying to have a voice, and you're just saying random things. What up, Big Pat? Happy holidays, my home. Happy holidays, my brother. You're saying random things, and it doesn't have it's going void on people's ears because you really just, and it's not to you, it's not to you, bro. It's just to anybody that's like you. People build their identity on being trolls. It's like, bro, you don't even have a personality to even have a platform. You in the comment section where where the peasants get banned. You in the comment section where you can get banned. Like, you're a peasant and you're trying to have a voice. It's like, come on, bro. You gotta do right in your life. You gotta rethink. Go look at the mirror and say, what am I doing, bro? If I want to have a voice, why don't I just create a platform? Why don't I just create a platform? It's that easy. You don't gotta be heard. You ever heard? Loose lips sink ships. Loose lips sink ships. There's certain circumstances, bro. People die behind their words. You ever seen them dudes that literally got killed behind what they say? And unless you're willing to stand on that shit, bro, you have to just relax and pipe down and know your place. Because there's places, bro. And obviously, if you don't have a platform, and if I look on your shit and you're just an account, if you don't have a place in this world to even talk, then just shh. You got to put the zipper on your mouth, because you really just are at that level. You don't have a reason, and you don't have no resume to talk. Just go like this, bro. Sometimes you have to do that. Happy holidays, man. I hope you had a good holidays, man. I love your videos. You are my favorite gay streamer. Thank you, homie. Appreciate you. It's easy for them to act tough. It really is, bro. And I used to always, Pat, you know where we come from, like in this YouTube shit. I used to always look at this shit and be like, it used to give me a little irritated, but now you just got to kind of just give them a jab, because they're gonna take it all the time. It's like in boxing, bro. You just give them a jab, boom, they're gonna take it, and then you just hit them, boom. So we know what comes with the territory. Think they're thugs using mommy's daddy. All the yapping because you couldn't. God bless you, brother. I hope you find your way, man. I hope you find your way. It's not working out for you to be just a troll, though. I'll tell you that. It's not, and it's one of them things, bro. Like, it's like we get a lot of your kind around these parts, man. And it never works out for them. They don't even last, like, because you won't be here tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? And that's another thing, is you're not even good, consistent at what you do, man. You won't even be here tomorrow. You just came in today to just pass through. That's why you're, You're not important. Like if you were an important troll, bro, we can honestly be like, oh, he's just a troll. There's that troll. Um, but you won't even last, bro. You won't even last for a minute. Like you'll be gone. Like you'll be tomorrow. You won't pull up. The next day you won't pull up. You're just here to speak your mind, and we get it. You want to be heard, and that's good, man. That's good. But around these parts, you don't have nobody knows you. Like I know Shy, I know the homie Hernandez, I know a gang of the homies Pat, I know a gang of the homies on here, Bigfoot. No joke. We don't know you. We don't know you. Even this dude, John, he's a troll. But at least he's been consistent. I got more respect for him for being consistent. You, who the hell are you? You a sideliner, bro. Who are you? See, John T. Jamomo, he's been here before, so at least I got respect for him because he's consistent with it. But who is this guy? Who is? When will we change? Man, you don't even have stripes at all. You're a nobody. You're still a fetus, bro. The reason you don't respect me is because I called you out on your BS. Nice, nice. and I think the reason why you don't respect me is because what I do has kind of put stuff in perspective. You're not that guy, bro. That's why you started really showing your emotions through the comments and spamming my shit. Look how many, bro. You have the most comments. You are hella triggered right now, Rada. Now you naming everyone else to get your back. I'm just saying I know these people. I don't know you. That's all I'm saying. You're like one of them dudes that walk up to the campus, bro, in the compound. You're a new booty to this shit. You got a new number, man. You know? Now you're nervous, laughing. I'm just laughing, bro, because like you got the most comments. You're the troll of the day, fam. I really honestly I want to start. I honestly want to start doing a troll of the day. I want to start doing a troll of the day, bro. And today you have spammed this community. You have spammed it, bro. And I appreciate that shit because you're giving views, but like you got to rethink your priorities, brother. Like you do, my homie. Done that before, Sav. Yeah. She's we should uh look what I'm doing for your channel. Hell yeah, bro. I appreciate you. What up, Big Tommy? Man, see all the homies in here, man. This is me showing support. I appreciate it, brother. I appreciate that shit, man. Maybe you'll stick around for a little bit to learn a couple of little things. Just don't go disappear. Don't disappear, bro. That's all I'm saying, homie. Like be a consistent person, homie. Like don't disappear. That's my own thing. Is like, homie, if you're gonna bring the heat, stay around for a little minute, homie. Don't just be going to disappear. Cause like I said, who are you? At least stay around for a little minute, man. You know what I'm saying? For people know who you are. I got some trolls in here that stay around. Yesterday said my BM showed me a picture of me when I was in high school. I laughed, damn fool. Good old days, bro. Good old days. You know? Um, Shit, I seen some pictures just recently of myself when I was younger too. Or what? You said you don't want to answer my question. Well, check this out. I'll give you an honest answer right now, right? If you stick around and I know you support, we'll literally have a Bible study, bro, and me and you can get to having a study. But I don't give a fuck about what you're talking about, my brother, right now, because I don't know you. I really don't know you. I never seen your account. So really, you're not worthy to even talk to me about studying, like real talk. If I know who you were and you really were like a real genuine person, and I would, but I don't know you. You're like talking like to me, that's like, bro, I'm talking to an actual troll, a no-face troll. Why does he think he has any aspect of me talking to him on a deep level like that? Come on, Rada. Got to get our life right. You know who you're talking to, bro? Do you know who you're talking to? Hey, we dressed all bad. Hey, I remember back in the day slicking the hair back, bro. Craziness. Oh, I'm nervous again. What the hell? We are change. We are love, gratitude. Welcome to the channel. Hell yeah, man. He's always welcome, but just hey, I just got to be real with you too, man. Just for your sake, my sake. When this shit, when people start flooding in and the mods start coming around, my brother, just know that not me, but my mods are informed. If a person just coming in here to bring toxicness and spam, they're gonna clip you, you know. So just want to give you a fair warning before you get clipped, because the mods will eventually, you'll get in timeout and you'll be like, what the hell? But we've had a lot of people come in here try to disturb the peace. You saying that so you have time to go learn your beliefs. What the hell are that's craziness, man. My mind blowing. Mind blowing. But you got mad defensive. Nah, I don't get mad. Why did you think I get mad? Bro, I don't I there's no reason for me to get mad. I have people on here, homie, that come and literally dox me. If I didn't get mad at them doxing me, bro, and their trolls, why would I get mad at you? You can't make me mad, bro. I'm going through like real life situations in life. You think what you say makes me mad, my bro? I'm not defensive. I'll turn this off and won't even think about you, to be honest. When I turn this YouTube channel off and I'm not doing this live, bro, I don't think about you at all. I don't even think about this live. I won't even remember you till I see you again. That's why I said stick around, because I don't like in an hour you won't even be a thought in my mind, brother. I don't know you. You know what I'm saying? Like clip quick fast. You know how they do it. Big Pat. The only people I actually be like, that's the homies, is people that are around, bro. Like I think about my original homies and the people that help build, you know. Not you, my bro. Like, to be real. No, because I will think about you all day after I got right. You probably will. You probably will, brother. You probably will think about me. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's common. It's not nothing, you know. I mean, people think about each other all the time. Like to my original homies, I always think about my original homies, like my homie Tommy, bro. I could tell you about this man, a man of integrity, bro. Like he supports, a real life supporter, bro. I always have respect for the dude like that. He don't it's not even his channel. And even if you're doing anything bigger than him, he's not gonna be mad at you. That's the thing that people do. They see a bigger aspect in something that somebody's being a little successful with and they get mad about it. Don't be that person. Congratulate. Congratulate. Tommy don't and real connect with real, bro. That's my writer right there. Big Tommy. Big Tommy's a real one. You know how long I've been rocking with Tommy? So out of respect for Tommy, you shouldn't be in here acting up. If you respect Tommy so much, this is one of the main channels Tommy actually support. So I'm Tommy's people, see? And you in here talking about the utmost craziness. I'm Tommy's people, bro. Tommy's the brother. Shout out to Tommy. Maybe you should be more like Tommy. Maybe you should have the traits of Tommy. Maybe you should have morals and values like Tommy. He don't never come in try to disturb. He's always uplifting. So you can learn from Tommy. You can learn from Tommy, bro. You know? You can learn from Tommy. You know, and you have a lot of growing to do, Rada. You do. You got a lot of growing to do, you know? Maybe you haven't reached your full potential, my homie. You know? Maybe you haven't reached your full potential and you're looking for guidance. You know, maybe you're looking for guidance, my brother. I don't know why you came across my channel, but you know, I don't know everything. I don't know everything, bro, but I don't have no hatred towards you. Maybe I can help you find your calling. Thank you. Appreciate you, brother. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, nah, shout out to the homies. I hope you had a good holidays, Tommy. I hope your holidays was blessed, my homie. 2026, like we got 2026 coming next week. I got a couple collabs, bro, with a couple of people out here in the state, in the city. Um, and I want to start doing a series of OG homies from different areas out here, different areas from Colorado. Like it will be cool to get their perspectives. Because if you really don't know where you came from and you don't know the history of where you came from, right? And you don't know the history of them neighborhoods, bro, you don't really know where you're going. And it would be cool to get the perspective from people from all the neighborhoods out here. And a lot of people have asked me to actually do that. A lot of people they've asked me to actually do that, like go get some interviews with with people from the Box State. Because regardless, man, regardless, like a lot of people don't know about Colorado in a sense, right? And a lot of people don't know about Colorado in a sense. And when I say this, bro, like we lost a lot of our identity out here, bro. We lost our neighborhoods out here. Like they regentified everything, man. They moved everybody into the neighborhood and they moved all the residents out of our neighborhoods. And you got to go, you have to understand, going back on years and years and decades, homie, they moved the natives out of them hoods and just kind of told them they got to move, buying out properties. And these are my grandparents. These are people's family members. These are people's older generation. So when they did that, they messed up the identity and the history of a lot of these neighborhoods, bro. A lot of people don't even know. Like I always say this, even in my neighborhood, the Five Points, the Nickel, people don't even know how historical that area was, bro. Like a lot of people don't. A lot of people don't know it was the Midwest place where everybody came for jazz. Everybody, Motown of the connection when people were going from this place to this place. People would come to Colorado, and it was a big old jazz area. A lot of history over there. People forgot about that. They took the history out. It's like, damn, homie. Good morning, good morning, good morning. They took that history out. What's up, Big Ryan? What's good with you, bro? Um, Hope you guys all had a good Christmas, man. People don't even understand that. People don't understand, bro. Like even before the mainstream hoods, um, developed, right? Crips, Bloods, North Daniels, bro. Denver already had its base of units in these hoods, bro. Old school brick cities and um BOYZs and the Hitman and 38 Specials, the Warlords, homie, Southside Stills, homies, old school stuff. Before Bloods and Crips and all that stuff hit. The Curtis Park Boys, Deuce Five Raiders, Swampton Chickies, all that, bro. Like we already had units that were in these hoods, bro. We were already established. These hoods already had history. Family members. I'm not talking about stuff that just came out of nowhere. I'm talking about stuff that was already here. And they evaporated that whole shit. When I got out of prison, bro, they evaporated all the neighborhoods. Now, not even talking about gang banging, just the family aspect of these hoods got erased, bro. Family aspect of these hoods got erased. And it's sad because they moved even my grandmas. They moved my grandma. They moved all them people out the hood. Generational, homie, been here since 1940. And it's true. I mean, they moved everybody to them areas. They moved everybody to them areas. You handled it better than how I would. Yeah, You know, I was gonna put him in timeout, but I try to give people enough rope to hang theirself myself. Now, if any mods was in here, bro, they would have probably got took out for sure. I try to give people enough rope to hang theirself, but shout out to the homies, man. You know. Hell yeah. Send him my way, man. Tell him to hit me with a community post. I'll do an interview. Hell yeah. I'll do an interview, my bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm down to shine light on my whole city, bro. Because I get tired of people having this misconception. Denver. Like a lot of people have this misconception off top, bro, that Denver was just like this cowboy city. Homie, Denver's roots go back far with the Denver Metro. I'm not talking about everything outside of the Denver Metro. But people have this misconception it's cowboys and all this cowboys and farms, bro. We didn't know what a farm was, homie. We grew up in the Denver Metro, East Side Denver. We grew up in the Denver Metro. We didn't know what a farm was, and we didn't go skiing and hiking, bro. We was in the hood, and people miss that aspect of the history out here, and people have a misconception. People don't know. People don't know how deep the roots go back to some of these families either. The families, bro. The families' last names. Some of these hoods were built and how established by these families and people's last names. You understand that? So to come and try to break down what's going on in Denver, I really had a problem with that shit. That shit really irritated me because they were saying a lot of wrong stuff about the city. Westwood's still a bit original. I know and I say this all the time. That's the last of Colorado. Once the Westwoods goes, my homie, once the Westwoods goes and they tear down all of that, Colorado as a whole, as we know, it's over with, homie. Our hoods are done. That's why voices and people talking about our history is so important. Because once that's gone, it's going to be a thing of the past. Facts. When I got sent up to Seven and Greedy, I felt so out of place because I never even seen that farms. Now, hell nah. You a youngster in the city, bro, of the nutty. You know about the Quags. You know about the 38s. You know about the park. You know about your blocks over there, bro. You were raised like going outside of that. Really, there was nothing outside of that. We were stuck in the neighborhood. And then you're dealing with, see, this is what people don't realize when they talk about these things. When you start saying these things that are just out of pocket about a whole city, you're disrespecting every solid food that done died, every solid food that's doing time, every family member, homie, that's went through the struggle. You disrespecting and kind of just walking on the grave of that. That's where I got a problem. Because I know some solid homies doing a lot of time. I know some solid fools doing football numbers, bro. Kept it solid. And they were some of the most realest people I knew. So to disrespect their names, homies that passed away, and allow you to just say, oh, the streets is fake out there. You're walking on their graves, bro. That's uncalled for. I never go to nobody's. I don't care if it's the littlest city ever outside and be like, oh, it's fake over there. Because I know there's real hitters from everywhere, real troopers from everywhere. If let me put this in perspective to everybody too. I'm about to go to the gym here in a minute, but if let's say this, bro, let's be real. And no disrespect to anybody, right? If Denver was this big old fairy tale lollipop thing that these dudes just like to portray. Why no neighborhoods? Why no hoods outside of Denver? It doesn't matter if you came from Cali. It doesn't matter if you came from New York, Chicago, Memphis, New Orleans. Tell me why this. Why they never came to the city of Denver, right? To these hoods and just overtook and said, this is our shit. You know why? Because there would be an uproar. And it doesn't matter how weak you think. Them solid fools in them areas, bro, would never let you overtake. I don't care how much you think you're hard or not. I've done seen it even in the hood that I'm from. When them Cali boys came down to East Side Denver, bro, them Crips, the Crips that was originally from the 30s over there in the East Side Denver, it was a resistance, homie. Them OD boys, they pushed up on the Crips that came to the projects, homie. And these fools are straight from the land, Compton Crips. And they had a resistance. Why you think in the Denver metro ain't nobody even in the Cali and even the Don Moves, bro? Why them fools didn't go to them certain neighborhoods and say, this is our shit? Because it would never happen, homie. Why? Tell me this. What up with it? Tell me this too. Even okay, let's talk about this. Why and no disrespect to, the XIV homies, because there's some solid fools from Greeley. Tell me why in Northside Denver, why them fools they didn't troop down here and push a unit and say this is our shit. Nah, because them NSM boys, they were not gonna allow that shit. They were not gonna allow their neighborhood to get overtook. There would have been a resistance, homie. And regardless if you think this or not, you would have had a resistance and you would have had solid fools ready to die for that shit. I'm sorry to tell you. Why in the system out here in Colorado system, why the Cali fools that be on the yard, since there's a lot of Cali fools that got this mindset, why did them fools come to why did they come to our prison systems, bro? And it's never them fools running the car. I'm sorry to tell you that. What's up with Australia? Shout out. Never. If it's so many weenies out here, why when they get to the systems DOC, why them fools don't just take the keys and say this is our shit? Because they can't. It's not their backyard. You see how a lot of other cities, because we talk about a lot of different things. What kind of game you in? Nah, bro, I don't. I got I gotta start reading some of these comments, man. So check this out. You like peep game on this. This is real deal, homie. Like this is real shit. You see other cities, bro, and no disrespect to other cities, but you see this, homie. You see this aspect. You go to other cities, bro, and you have a big fluctuator rolling 60s. You got a big fluctuator, A Trey gangsters, Hoovers, Sudanos, Northanios, right? Them other cities got overtook by a lot of Cali presence. Them Cali boys went down to other cities and said, we're overtaking these cities. We're overtaking these cities. That's why, like in New York and all that shit, they bang California hoods. In Atlanta, they bang a lot of California hoods. You know what I'm saying? Everywhere you go, a lot of times. California hoods. Denver, the Denver metro? Nah, it didn't matter. There's not one area that got fluctuated by Cali hoods and Denver just handed over the keys. No, it didn't, because a lot of them original hoods, there was actually resistance. That's the reality. That's the truth. I always wanted to understand that. And it's no disrespect, but it's no disrespect to any aspect. Um, that's the reality, though. That's the truth. Shout out to all you guys. That's the truth, though. There's actually been a lot of fools that came out here to Colorado, bro, that are from the land. And when you talk about the gangbanging sense, there's rolling 60s and A Trays and Hoovers. There's all kinds of food. There's Don Moves, Lincolns. There's all kinds of stuff. Crenshaw Mafias. There's all kinds of stuff. But in the city of Denver, bro, they never overtook any hood. Never. Never once. You can't tell me one time in the history of Denver gangbanging they overtook the hoods. That's the reality, bro. I know people don't want to hear that, but that's the truth. And that's one of the main things, my homie Joshua. 5 Points Denver, bro. There's not a Cali hood that's over there. Even the aspect of the sets, the original fools that banged, homie, they banged 30 Ave from 30th and Gilpin. Ain't no California hood went over there and overtook it. I'm sorry to say. They got pushed out of the hood. There was a war. There was a whole war in Denver, Colorado with Compton Crip Riders from Front Hood Comptons, homie. Because when they came to the hood, they had a resistance from the east side. Them fools came straight from the land, but they had a resistance. They had a whole war on their hands. That's the truth. So that if the box state at that time when the crack cocaine epic came to Denver, when a lot of Cali hoods came out here and moved, why they didn't have the aspect to overtake the hoods? Because they couldn't, bro. That's what I'm trying to tell you. And I don't want to hear they could, because the one of the biggest aspect of money was East Denver. One of the biggest aspect of money was East Denver. That's where money was. And usually them fools came out here to get money. But they couldn't just push up in the east side of Denver, bro, without a resistance. So I don't want to even hear that shit. That's the true aspect of that. That's what's shout out to you guys. There's real ones everywhere. Hell yeah, there's real ones everywhere. You got to understand that. But stupid idiots will say, nah, there's not over here. Man, you go around and you're the dumbass that goes to this over here in these places. You might get your life took because you're ignorance. You're so stupid. You'll go over here having this mindset and you'll get your life taken because you was over here had to portray this aspect and pump out your chest. You'll get your life taken behind this shit. It's not about where you from, it's about where you at. And you better learn the form of respect. You understand that? Because if you don't learn the form of respect, you're gonna have somebody that gonna knock you off because your disrespectful ways. You gotta understand and read a room. Read a room, brother. Like real shit. But fools are so ignorant, they don't even have the sense to read a room, and then they become victims, bro, and then they're crying. Crazy, crazy mindset, bro. I'm not here to feed your ego and care about how you feel. I'm just here to tell you experiences from me and give you a little bit of insight. Because if you don't have respect, you're gonna be a victim of circumstances, bro. Stop playing with it. I'm gonna go hit some chest off. I gotta go hit some chest and shoulders, my brother. You know, I'm gonna go knock the chest and shoulders off. My man, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I went and ate Christmas dinner. That was my last dinner of the year. So I'm gonna go knock off some work. Gotta go to boxing practice here in a minute. Hit some chest, shoulders, and then I got a new regimen for 2026. You know, is a closet resort to y'all is E Boulder too. I know you guys can't ski. I want to ski, my homie. I want to ski. I definitely want to ski, bro. I want to go snowboard and go like experience that shit. I never did though. I never did once, but it would be actually kind of fun to do that. But yeah, now that's just that, bro. You know, like I say, a lot of people don't even know how to get out of their own way. A lot of people live in this box, this bubble. I mean, a lot of people live in this bubble, and then they see stuff narrow vision, right? They don't understand there's so much more outside of that, homie. Like real shit. And their views are so diluted. It's so diluted, bro, that in the end, they kind of like fuck they self off because they just have this one track mind, bro. They can't see outside of their box. They can't see outside of anything but what they lived, homie. They don't even know that there's a bigger spectrum in this world, bro. And once you understand that and you have respect for everything out there, you always gonna have a disadvantage to shit, homie. You know? And I used to be that person too, bro. Honestly, to be real, I had to really get out there and like figure shit out and like network with people from other places. I used to have this mind, this view. If you're not from Denver, I don't have nothing for you, homie. If you're from outside city, outside of Denver, I really looked down upon it. I really did. Because if you're not from my backyard and you're not from where I'm from, bro, I really don't care. Like if you're from Pueblo, homie, and I don't want nobody to take this out of control, but if you're from Pueblo, I'm from Denver, homie. What the fuck does that mean to me? Like, no disrespect to the homies from the Steel City, because I met some solid foods. If you're from Greeley, so I'm from Denver, homie. Like real shit. I'm from the box state, homie. Like I don't give about nothing. And even the reality is, I know this sounds crazy, but even if you're from Cali, I don't care because you're not in our backyard fighting the war that we fight. You're not my big homies. If y'all really want to get down to it, you ain't none of you fools are my big homies. You're not in the hood. You don't dictate what goes on. So I really don't care if you a crib from Cali or you a Damu or this or this. I don't care. If you're not from East Side Denver, it doesn't matter, bro. Like that's how I used to view it, right? I used to view it like that. I went to prison, bro, and I met real ones from everywhere. I met real ones from Greeley, met real ones from Pueblo. I met real ones from Los Animas, Grand Junction. Fools that were from Bloods that were real, G's. I even met some fools that stand firm, and this is crazy, an Inca boy, right? LPPs, met a couple of them fools. It helped me actually come out of, bro, it's not just about Denver. It's not just about Denver. It's about knowing there's real ones from everywhere. There's real ones from every city, bro. Real ones from every state. But you know what's real? You know what the real is? Is a person that actually knows that you gotta actually get your shit together and get your life together. That's the realest person to me, bro. It's not about even the gang aspect. It's not about that, bro. It's about getting your life together, learning from your mistakes. What up, big go getter? What's cracking with you, brother? It's about learning from your mistakes, bro, and changing your life. That's all it is with me. Change your life, bro. Because who wants to be in a revolving door? Who wants to be in this revolving door, just continuously do the same thing? If you're 50, 60 years old talking about what politics are, bro, like, and what it is, and you're still politicking, you really have a lost sense of reality. You have. I'm sorry to say. It's not a good look. I mean, I gotta go check that out. Yeah, I'm gonna go check that out, brother. Because that's kind of what I want to do. I want to travel, bro. I honestly want to travel. I want to travel and see things, man. You know, It'll be cool to go see new things like that. It'll be hella cool to go see new things like that. Um, Check out Loveland Pass. Yeah. See, that's now we're talking, bro. Now we're talking. Um, Facts. I was like, as with the ops, just simple minded until I've met real motherfuckers from the other side. Bro, sometimes the other side, sometimes foods that is the other side actually has good insight. And sometimes, bro, if it's a real food, they're gonna respect you from that side, bro, but they're gonna respect you and say that food gets down, homie. That food's a real one from that side. Cause I respect my enemies, bro. I don't have no disrespect to the solid foods that were ever my enemies. I always give dudes like them foods would get it up with us, like real shit. Some of them foods was realer than foods I knew. Gave me some of the best insight I knew. But you know what's crazy? It took me all the way to get to prison to meet and put down the moral and value. Like, you're just from that side. I hate you because you're from over there. I can't stand your ass because you're from over there. I hate everything you stand for because you're from over there. And once I realized that shit and I wasn't biased, I had a good understanding, bro, that there's real ones from everywhere, every hood, every sector, every unit. There's real ones. That's why I joined the army, to travel and get away from the mixture. Sometimes you have to move away. Thank you, brother. Thank you. That's my next. That's my next. That's the next operation, is move away and get away from your backyard and what makes you comfortable. Move away. You have to leave your circumference, bro. I don't have all the answers, homie. I don't have all the answers, homie, at all for myself. I'm still trying to figure this shit out. But I know this. I don't want to be doing this shit for the rest of my life. I don't want to be I don't want to be in this mindset that I was programmed into, bro. That shit is just so draining, bro. It is. This program mindset, bro, it drains me on a regular basis. It drains me. To be honest, to be real with y'all, like, I be drained because my heart is a good heart, bro. I got a good ass heart for people and just stuff around me. But my mind sometimes plays tricks on me. And I be tripping, bro. And I be going off the edge with shit sometimes. It doesn't allow me to have peace. I'm taking bong hits now, dude. Yeah, what up, brother? What up, brother? When you try to go, though, what makes you comfortable? You know, the only thing that makes me comfortable, I'm gonna show you real quick. Check this out. This is my new form of entertainment. Puzzles, bro. Look at this puzzle game. I'm doing puzzles here, bro. That's what makes me comfortable, and talking to the real ones, bro. Talking to the real ones that give me input. Cause I'm tired. I be tired, bro, to hear all this shit with all these foods and what it is to what the gangster life is and what it is to be here and see all these rappers and see all these fools talking on these YouTube podcasts about bullshit. And I reading through that shit and I'm like, man, shut your dumb ass up. Shut your stupid ass up, bro. I took over my mom's crib. Oh, nice, homie. Nice. Hell yeah. Bro, this puzzle is 1,000 pieces, bro. I don't even know how I'm gonna do this shit, bro. I don't even know how I'm gonna do this shit. Go get her. I'm gonna do it though. You know, I always love rapping my city and made me who I am. I learned from my mistakes and others' mistakes and will never go back. You can't, homie. You came too far in your life. You came too far in your life, my bro. Why would you ever go back? That's the silliest thing you could do. Silliest thing you could do, bro. And this is just real sense, homie. This is real shit. You took 100 steps forward. Why would you go back? Because next time, I say it for myself. I only can speak for myself. If I ever went back, bro, to with that old mindset, I'm looking I'm looking at death through the eyes, bro, because I'm crashing out. I'm not playing this shit. I don't want to go spend no more time in prison. I'm not going to prison willingly, bro. So when I crash out, it means that it's the end of Savage Sev. I don't want to. I'm not willing to go back to the penitentiary and do another Sands, bro. No. So yeah, that will be the end of Savage Sev. That's honest, wholeheartedly. I'm not willing to do that shit, bro. So why would I step back? Why would I step back? They gonna have to kill your boy. I'm not gonna be here no more. They would have to kill me to get me back going to do time. And I know that about myself. So I'm not willing to put myself in that predicament, bro. I'd rather be a civilian. I'd rather talk and chop it up with the homies and have good holidays, bro. What up, Big Mo? What's good with you? What's good with my brother, bro? How you doing, fam? I'll be doing those. Hell nah, man. I seen the fruits of good hard work and good labor, bro. Working and being a productive person that goes to work and tries to do good. I seen the fruits of that shit. Real talk, man. I do. I see the fruits of that. I'm here, bro. I'm breathing. I can go make choices and go get a nice steak if I want to. I got a good family. I got support, bro. I got people around me that love me, bro. I ain't trying to go back. Glad you know what the real cost of living street life is. For real, homie. And it drained me to a point, bro. My sense and everything, bro. It took everything from me. I lost my self worth, homie, because of the street life. That's all because that was my identity, homie. I really don't know anything else I was good at. Gangbanging was everything to me. That's what I was good at. I was good at being active. So now it's a battle between what do you do after that? It's like when them football players been doing football for their whole time and then they get out to the real world, they retire. What do you do? That's the mental aspect and the mental gymnastics that you got to deal with. What do you do now? Because you really ain't you're not really good at anything else but causing destructiveness and being a trooper for the homies and being a trooper for the hood. What do you do after that? You know? So that's the mental gymnastics you have to deal with. And people don't explain that when you're younger. People don't explain that to you when you're younger. The older homies ain't explaining that shit. Cause I say it like this: all the street shit is easy. Prison time, easy. You can go do time. It's easy. But what do you do when you 40 years old trying to get that shit together? What do you do when your mind's telling you, homie, this is how you react to things, and this is what you were programmed to do. This is you. And you're like, nah, homie, I'm trying to get my shit together. I don't want to do that shit no more. I don't want to be in a revolving door. How do you conduct yourself then? What do you do when you go try to get a job and that shit's shut in your shut in your face when you can't get a job because of your background? And you got multiple times. Nope, we can't hire you. Nope, we can't hire you. Nope, you can't rent from us because your background. Nope, 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 nope. Any logical person will go back to what he's comfortable with. Anybody. I'm gonna go get the dope sack. I'm about to go serve. I'm about to go to the boulevard. I'm about to go back to the hood where it's comfortable. Cause that's me. Man, if I didn't have support and a good queen. Damn, damn, damn. That's crazy. About your own business. Man, this whole shit went. They didn't organize sports where you live. Um, I don't even know what that happened right there, bro. Yo, 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 yo. Yo, yo, yo. My bad, bro. Technical difficulties. That was the weirdest thing that just happened. My phone starts ringing, and then I answer it. Nobody's on it, and then my phone dies. So let me see. Everybody's probably out here by now. But check. Y'all still there? Y'all still there? Damn. Okay. Says we got 9 viewers though. Y'all still there? Um, check. If y'all still there, man, somebody just say one thing for I know y'all still here. It says we got 9 viewers. Okay, we still here. We still here. All right. Um, I'm not gonna keep you guys much longer, but yeah, now that's the truth, bro. That's just the reality, homie. We still here. We still here. Yeah. Shout out to the homies, man. Y'all never see y'all never left your boy, homie. Y'all never left the homie. Brother's keeper, man. But now that really actually is the truth, bro. Like the mental gymnastics after, bro. Like after you really trying to get your shit together, like nobody tells you, homie. Like you really gonna try to fill a void because when you make a choice to separate from negative actions, homie, you don't even know what the fuck you stepping into. You're gonna go out there and feel like your whole identity got erased, bro. And if you've been a banger, and I'm not talking about just a member, I'm talking about a fool that been banging, not a gang member, a gang banger, and that's all you done. Your whole life is troop and get active, and then you try to change that shit because you know it doesn't do nothing, and you're fighting for a cause that's just kind of smoke and mirrors. Because reality is the hood don't love you, homie. I'm sorry to tell people. The hood doesn't love us, bro. The set don't love us. Your family loves you. You could say these fools is your brothers, but they don't love you, homie. And when you try to make them statements and you try to walk that real narrow road, you kind of feel naked in life, homie. You're like, what the fuck do I do now? If I didn't have my wife in my corner, bro, I would have literally went back to prison. If I didn't have my wife in my corner, I would have literally went back to the penitentiary, homie. I would have went back to the pen, homie, for a life sentence. It's because God allowed me to meet a queen, bro, and we walk this fundamental of spiritual sense. You know, He opened my eyes to a lot of things, bro. And I pray everybody one day will see that light. I pray that, bro, because we all deserve the peace of mind. We all deserve the peace of mind, bro. All of us. If you are here as we speak, bro, you really are here for a purpose, homie. And it would be stupid. It would be stupid for me to understand that shit and still go down that road of toxicness and negative and not step into the purpose. My purpose is to actually be a light to a lot of people, bro. I know this, you know? So that's the reality, homies. That's the truth. Those it you know. And yeah, we get we have you see the crazy aspect, bro. You see the crazy aspect. Even with this, I don't even put out this persona. I don't put out this persona that I'm here to just try to just go crazy and be on YouTube acting crazy. Fools will always come in here, homie, and they will always say wild shit. But the thing about it is, homie, is that we live in a spiritual world. Anytime you see some shit like that, you know it's a spiritual aspect. You're always going to have people that are put there to disrupt. And once it starts happening, you know that there's a deeper sense to things, bro. If you have somebody or people come in and just disrupt, you know that there's a spiritual sense to that. It's deeper than just the aspect of a conversation, bro, because that's not how it works. That's just not how it works. The Lord talks about that in the Bible, fool. Once you have that aspect of the stamp on you, homie, you're always going to have people that don't like you. That's just how it works. Where are you hiding? What's up, my Rada? What's going on, Derek? Good to see you fools, man. We in here just chopping it up. I'm about to go to the gym. She sounds like a real one. My wife is extraordinary, homie. My wife is extraordinary. My wife dealt with a lot of stuff that most women wouldn't. Let's just be real. Because when you step into a person like my background and just my upbringing, bro, you take on a lot of baggage, unnecessary baggage. And from me getting out of prison to being a Fallon, bro, to just being a person that just all the way around, homie, I'm always gonna be an individual that tries to handle business. It's not always gonna be the best type of business, but I was always built like that. I was always built like that. And there's been a lot of period of time, even in my marriage, I'm still activated. If you know what activated means, bro, I can go at any time. I could just punch up somebody at any time, even with my wife there. It's always been like that. And my wife dealt with that shit. She didn't want to deal with it. I didn't want her to deal with it. But it's just always been me, bro. And I give her so much respect and love because I chose politicking before my family, bro. The gang life for years. And she felt like she was second to that shit. And I told her, and for a minute, that's just how I rode, bro. Like the gang has been in my life forever. Now, I was stupid for that shit because ain't none of the homies, and not all of them, bro, because I don't like it comes off like I just hate the homies, but a lot of the homies, they're in their own world, bro. They're going through their own shit. When you going through your worst times, there's not many homies you can count on, bro. And then not only that, a lot of homies is mad when you take them steps, bro, because they think you're betraying the homies. They think that you're betraying them fools. And it's not that whatsoever. But I can't afford to put myself and hang myself behind homies. So if you're not living accordingly to trying to be successful, why do I have to be around that shit? Why would you want me to be around that shit? Because the reality is, bro, if the homies watch this shit, this is the thing. This is the truth. I don't have rope around my neck, right? So meaning if I get in trouble at all and I catch a case, I'm going to do double digits, bro. I got two felonies. And they're both for violent offenses. They're not for dope cases. They're for violent offenses. I got two felonies. So if I get in trouble with you fools, even for the smallest things, I'm going to do a gang of time. You little dudes don't even have resumes. You little dudes don't even have backgrounds. You putting me in a position where I'm gonna ride over some bullshit. I'm gonna ride over some bullshit, homie. And I'm gonna go do a life sentence behind some bullshit. And on top of that, you liable to, like, no disrespect, I don't even know, but you liable to tell and snitch. And now I'm in a whole predicament over some suckery, homie. And my little homies watch this, and I know sometimes they don't want to hear this shit, but that's just the reality, homie. I don't have rope around my neck. I can't just play ball. I don't want to go to prison again. Like I said, I'm not going willingly, bro. Real talk. I'm not going to go afford to go do another 20 years, homie, behind some bullshit because these little fools in the streets play and there's no code. There's not even a code, bro. Oh, we will, Rada. I hope we do. I mean, to be real, homie, that game last night was bullshit. I'm gonna be real, Cali Blue. We won in a fashion I was very disappointed in, but we won. Next week we got a big game ahead of us, though, for real. Uh, Oh, yeah. Nah, and where you hiding, real talk, bro. I mean, I understand that now. I understand, bro. Prison didn't define me, homie. And I didn't want to be considered a convict because that's the dumbest thing you could ever be considered a convict, bro. I don't want to be considered a convict. It's just something that happened in my life. Homie, it don't even define who I am just because I went to prison. It doesn't make me bad. It doesn't make me the tough guy. It doesn't make me a loser. It doesn't make me the last of the last in society, bro. It doesn't. I understand that. But you know who spoke a lot of life into me is my wife, bro. Because I used to tell her, this is who I am, bro. This is all I was ever built to be. My wife spoke life into me and said, nah, fool, you're more than that. You're more than that. You have more ability and potential, bro. And I owe her the most highest respect. And I'll never ever disrespect my wife in that sense. That's why, like, I had to get off of TikTok, bro. I did. Because TikTok, it's just toxic. And a lot of people don't respect marriages and people sliding in people's DMs and then that spiritual aspect of lust. And it's all bad over there, bro. So it's just like, yeah, homie, but all high salute to all you guys, bro. But yeah, the homies wasn't giving my mama. Hell no, they're not, my homie. No joke. I've been with my wife for 15 years now. We're about to go on our 15-year anniversary, bro. We're about to go on our 15-year anniversary. I used to be so against marriage. I was growing up, bro. I hated people that got married because I just didn't believe in that. I thought that shit was suckery shit. I thought that was being a simp, to be real. But the best thing I could have ever did in my life, bro. The best thing is get married, bro, and really find myself. And and don't get this shit wrong. Don't get this shit twisted, bro. Marriage has been hard, homie. Marriage, it's been hard, bro. It's one of the hardest things I've ever done. But I told myself this too. I wouldn't be that idiot that committed to this shit and leave it. I'm not gonna be that idiot that, oh, cause it got hard, bro. Like I'm just gonna leave. I could never be that idiot. You gotta fight through that shit. You guys gotta come to a middle ground. And and it's been a bumpy road at times, homie. 7 years into our marriage, bro, we literally didn't know if we were gonna last. 7 years, bro. It took 7 years to finally understand you either gonna work together and you're gonna come to the middle ground as a unit and you guys are gonna build with each other. But that first 7 years, I wanted shit my way. It was my way or the highway. That first 7 years, this is what's going on. You either gonna conform to that shit or we're not gonna be together. And it almost broke us. You know what I'm saying? But I can say this too. Ain't no queen gonna allow you to just walk all over her either. My queen, she's gonna speak up for herself. She's very knowledgeable. So yeah, she gets that respect. I take a lot of heat from what she says because she's a woman of knowledge, bro, and she has my best interest. She's done told me stuff about things that I didn't even see. I did 8 years, bro, straight. Eight, 8 years, but from juvenile, bro, probably like nine and a half, 10 from juvenile all the way up to adult, you know. And I didn't get out like it was not like I went in for 1 year and then got out. I did a whole straight, like almost all the way straight, you know. And I can honestly say, to be real, that shit really, really showed me I'm not a convict. Bro, I could never be in prison and think it was cool to be in prison. I used to come out sick to my stomach like, "Damn, bro, this is all we got to look forward to right here?" Like I used to get irritated and be like, "This is all we have to look forward to is this?" No, I could never be. Oh, you talking about you want to go extort this fool and out here in Colorado, I don't know how it is. I don't know how it is anywhere else, but you got actual fools doing a lot of time sleeping with these boys. I could never, ever, ever wrap my mind around that shit. And they actually convict old school fools with numbers. They got boys. I could never get comfortable with that shit. Like, bro, this is what you fools think is a convict, and you guys really, really are just willing to throw your blind eye and say that's cool? No. And I don't want to hear it from nobody. Yes, every gang has somebody slipping up. Every gang. Not just because a lot of people try to say, oh, it was just the Crips and it was just the Bloods and it was just the black fools. No, homie, it was a lot of people from every hoods. Every hood, homie. Your hood, my hood, fools from this hood. They would always have somebody that slipped up that got turned out. Merry Christmas. What up, Big Joe? Maybe next year, my. Hey, I mean, it happens to the best of us, bro. But shout out to your whole family, bro. God bless everybody. God bless everybody, homie. I hope you guys have a beautiful new year coming in and everything, I could never ever get comfortable with that mindset, bro. Knowing that fools really be on. If you know about Marvin Gaye, homie, go look him up. This fool used to knock out his workout partners and take their manhood, bro. He's a notorious for Colorado State Penitentiary. Notorious. He used to get them fools big, and then when they thought they were big, he'll just knock their ass out and go up in them. And fools used to idolize Marvin Gaye. Fools used to idolize Marvin Gaye. This is what these fools is idolizing. I could never ever get comfortable with that shit, bro. You know, uh, you know, and that's the truth. And then, them fools was wild, bro. Like that's just that life, though. That's just that life, homie. That's the reality on them yards. It's all about to youngsters. I think that shit is funny. When you get to prison, bro. If you're out here acting amuck and you're putting yourself in predicaments to go to prison and you're taking prison risk, when you get on that yard, bro, you're gonna have two decisions. You're gonna have decisions. You either gonna be a sucker of prison and become a prison victim, or you're gonna have to become an alpha. Meaning you're gonna have to be the one that has some heart and actually pushes your bulliness around. Because if you don't, you're not gonna make it. You either gonna become a prison victim, or you're gonna become a fool that actually starts being kind of a bully. You have to. There's only two ways to make it. Yeah, when a party got shot in Stockton a couple weeks ago and kids' lives were taken, fools from Southern Cali were trying to say that happens in Northern Cali. Like, nah, happens everywhere, bro. Everywhere. It's sad, homie. It's sad. Perfect weather. Hey, it's that. We beat the Chiefs weather. I hope everybody's feeling good, man. You know what I'm saying? I hope everybody's feeling good though. Like, and that's what I realized about myself, bro, is that me being this because really the homie, like there's a lot of times that I'm just pessimistic and mad and I'm always just like agitated out how there's no respect in the world no more. But that comes from prison, bro. That's a prison mentality. Like I expect people to understand, like you gotta have respect out here because you can ultimately get your life taken if you don't have respect. But civilians don't understand that. Civilians are not, they never been in a place where if you get out of line, you might lose your life. So me in this aspect of respect, it's because of prison and that mentality, bro, kind of just like formed me into actually thinking like that. What up, Katarina? What's good with it, cousin? How you doing? Hope you're doing good today. God bless you. And I really try to take that weight off of my shoulder, bro, because I live like that on a normal basis. Beef, summer sausage, squeezed cheese, and ramen for the breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That shit is. How can we get used to that, bro? When you have good food, you doing a whole restaurant now. How can we get used to that shit? Thinking, if you got the canteen on the block, you the big man on the block, bro. How do we even measure that shit? You got that fool got the canteen. He's balling out of control, bro. Measure to the levels of that aspect. Like, damn, fool. That's what makes this food a top dog is if he has the canteen. You know what I'm saying? Like, I couldn't get used to that. Ugh. I hated those spreads. And not just that, bro. Like, just the the grossness, the feel and the grossness of prison. Going to a visit and then coming back from your family and you stripping down all the way butt ass naked, bro. Lifting your nuts up for a fucking man to see. That's degrading, fool. And if you went to the Denver County back in the day, you're not just getting naked in front of one guard, you're getting naked in front of the whole room, taking showers in South House 5 with the community showers, bro. While a guard's peeping her head through the fucking shower, the Mrs. Gay, I think her name was, looking, Peter gazing. That's South House 5, bro. And you're on a shower room in a room of men, homie. You thought I got comfortable with that shit? You go on lockdown. You got to Sally on lockdown. You got to literally take a shit with this dude in the cell, bro. There's no getting out of that. You're on a cell trying to make a shit curtain. That shit is not. Come on, homie. Um, we had this shit called lean meal, bro. It was called lean meal. You don't get no protein powder, but everybody tries to stock up, especially protein foods when they have it for chow, like chickens and stuff. You're trying to buy all the chicken. You're trying, you get this shit called the lean meal. It's like kind of like a protein, bro. It's eggs pretty much. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, and big ass ramen noodles and refried beans, homie. You know, damn. Ain't got no respect. Craziness, bro. No respect, cuz. No respect, bro. There's no respect, man. And that living in apartments too. Bending over and caught. Yeah, that shit, bro. They don't realize that shit, man. They don't realize that shit. Like, bro, that's degrading, fool. And it doesn't even and it still lasts us when you get out to taking UAs out in the streets. I went to the halfway house for like 2 weeks, and you got a fool when you're pissing, bro, looking at your dick, bro. Peter gazing, homie. Like, who does that? You're taking the UA in the halfway house and they want to they want you to take down your pants for you to piss. Man, I'm good off that shit, fool. That shit is wild. Mind blowing, homie. And all these little youngsters think that's an honor to go to prison. I heard a youngster the other day talk about, I want to get up there with the big homies. Bro, no disrespect, but your big homie, there's probably a chance he was messing with Shayla, bro. I'm sorry to say it. I seen big homies, they messing with dudes. So you want to go chill with that guy? And then it depends on what big homie you have too. That dude might try to take you for your money and extort your little ass because you knew you a baby homie, bro. Like I said, a lot of times, fool, the fools you think have love for you, they ain't got love for your ass, bro. Hell nah. I appreciate you, my brother, who wants to tattoo me, and I'll give you all my tattoo guns and ink. I got a does major tattoos, my brother. That was another thing too, bro. Especially if especially if like I don't know where you been, but if you in fucking the pod and fucking you have them little curtains, boom, and the whole you're showering in the unit really, bro. You don't, you know what I'm saying? Like real shit, leaving the boxers on. CMRC too, bro. That was another place where they had a community shower. You had to go and literally you would have to go shower, and it would be 6 shower heads in CMRC. Bird bath on lockdown, fool. You locking down for 2 weeks at a time, and you got a bird bath in that cell. I'm sorry to say, bro, I did time, and I could never be a convict though, bro. I could never think that was actually the way to live. Never. Let's go, Chew. Man, Chief Killer. We smoking on the Chief Pack. I think everybody in the NFL is smoking on a Chief Pack today, bro. Appreciate that shit, man. I appreciate all the Chief haters. Y'all celebrate today, man. Everybody act like it's a Super Bowl. Chief fans are crying today, too, fellas. The Chief fans, they're on Twitter talking about, oh, bro, Bronco fans, they overtook our stadium, the bandwagons, and I hate the Broncos. So whatever the Broncos did, it literally put these dudes in a whole spinning roller coaster. They don't know how to act this morning. So I thought I'd just let that be known. You know what I'm saying? That's it, bro. If we could get into details of just how prison is, especially when they have nasty food, bro, the whole tier smelling like pure shit. That's not even a fabrication because everybody's that food that they feed you, your system's just gross, nasty. So everybody got the whole unit smelling like caca. Foods is walling out in there, huh? Yeah, I could never could get comfortable with that bullshit, bro. Never ever, homie. Never in my mind, bro. Like just the thought of having to follow protocol and program, and you gotta follow what the car is saying. Regardless if your homies are wrong, you're riding over that shit. That was another thing that I really just could never get over. It didn't matter if your homies were wrong or right. When it goes down, you better be on that forefront. You better be in the mix because when it goes down, if your homies don't see you getting busy when it's time to get it up, they coming after you, bro. You gonna have that on your head. And my homies, this is the bad part about it. My homies were troublemakers. Every place I've been, it was like the homies were troublemakers. They didn't care about respect. I've been in units, homie. The homies were just pushing their weight around, homie, just disrespecting everybody. And I'm not a disrespectful person, but I always would get pulled in bullshit because the homies were just disrespectful. Like there's supposed to be a code that it's like 9 to 9 or something like that, lockdown. You don't make noises in the unit from like 9 to 9. You don't be loud because people are trying to sleep. The homies, bro, if they're deep and they're just feeling a hair up their ass, they're gonna start rapping and pounding on shit, bro. And then when fools are like, "Shut up, homie," now they want to cause a war. So I was always pulled into bullshit. Being in a unit and your homies is about to get it in with these fools, and you don't even know when it's about to pop. You got to be in that unit with these fools. They're on one side of the unit. You're on one side of the unit. You got to watch these dudes and tell the homie, watch me. I'm going to the shower. Put on your boots. Don't ever come in the shower shoes. You better be strapped down and everything, bro. That shit was, that shit wore me down, fool. I'm not even going to lie. For real, my homie. I ain't even going to lie, bro. Enjoy life. Yeah, brother. Like, that's what I try to do. I try to enjoy life. And you know, I really let's see what this fool says. Okay. Looking at the homie sideways because he loves being a like damn fool. He just offered. He's like, I'll do it. I'll do it. Shit's wild, my homies. I'm glad actually we could have these talks, bro. You know, no sir, work hard. Stay free. My bro did damn. See, I never made it to CSP, and I only could imagine, bro, being in CSP because I was in the hole in 2000 and I would say nine. I was in the hole for 2 months for investigation, bro, in Ben County Correctional. I was in the hole. I had a Sally. We're in there for weeks at a time, bro. Being at CSP, I can only imagine, fool, because that whole 2 months in the cell in Ben County Correctional, that wore me to a grave. I was trying to get back to the GP, bro. I couldn't take it no more. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I know there was a time in California when the Crips in North End, CXIV, shout out to them fools. It's wild out here, bro, because out here the Norteños tend to ride with any Norteño, bro. I seen them more hate the Crips out here, to be honest. I know some Norteños out here that just couldn't stand the Crips, so they were more prone to ride with the Bloods. But I knew some CXIV fools because I had a fool that I knew that messed with the Crips. So when he got out here, he was like, "Damn, bro, I don't even mess with the Bloods like that." I don't know, bro. That shit was wild though. In prison though, not. It's different every state. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, my brother. My high salute to everybody. Hope everybody's good. Yeah, so it's a different aspect, bro. Like different aspect out here. We don't really have per se the California racial tensions. Like Colorado is just not. It's not really based off of racial tensions, bro. We don't have. There's never been even in our DOC system. To be real, from my experience, I really never seen actual racial war. You know what I'm saying? If you get it, it's more. It was always gangbangers tripping with each other. Um, but I know a lot of foods, different places, bro. It's a lot of racial shit going on. Um, I was in CSP when there was no time limit on. Damn, so basically you could be in there for years, years. You know, wow. Because I remember they had that you had to do classes and shit, right? If I'm not mistaken, you had to do classes. Like some of my homies that were in CSP were there for 5 years straight, and they were doing classes or something to get it back out to GP. Hey, Ricky, workouts, bro. That's the truth. That's the 100% the truth. Now you'll always have like the older gentlemen that did time back in the day. They're always going to be a little more racial, but like I tell everybody, bro, like Colorado is just too diverse. Like I don't know, people think that's interesting, but it really did happen. Like I'm not lying to you. Now I'll say this. I'll say this though. I know many people like it's not racial, but I know many fools that went to prison that were riding with certain gangs, and because of racial things, they felt like they obligated to, you know, the people, the Rasa, right? And I know fools, black folks that were knew a lot of Mexicanos grew up and they started riding with the black politics, the Crips, the Bloods. Um, so I've known that. I know fools from my turf that are Huerito and they get to prison and they see what it is, and a lot of fools is in their ear and they get a little spooked, so they start riding with other cars, right? But I'm a living example. Like that's not how it was for me. I went to every yard crib down. Just the bottom line. It's just I guess too. I really just couldn't just be a person comfortable in another car. That wasn't me. I took a lot of domino effect, but I know solid foods too that kept it thorough to their politics too. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, that's just the reality, man. There is black homies here in Valley who rock with the raw. So yeah, I got my little. It's crazy. It's crazy, right? We got brothers and black homies from the turf, right? And they're my closest brothers. My little baby homie, baby Sev, because there's a baby Sev. He's a Nigerian homie, a straight psycho. He's baby Sev. That's the baby homie. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the homie. He be on here sometimes too. But yeah, bro, like we just never had racial shit, bro. For me, I never seen. And then my projects is mixed. My projects is all mixed. You know, CSP is like the shoe for Colorado. It's basically that's where you lock down all the time. Basically, it's the big shoe. But Sterling, they have their own ad sake. It's ad sake pretty much. You don't leave Sterling either, bro. So you know what I'm saying. But CSP, that's where foods. When you get in trouble, bro, and you have to go sit some time down, it's a prison inside a prison. You don't even go. You don't even have a yard there. I went from 6 years to CSP being moved to Texas. Damn. Were they moving fools out or something? Like, what happened with that? Were they was just moving fools out? Say no to jail. Some people don't come. Some people don't come out walking right. You ain't lying. You ain't lying, bro. Yeah, Sterling was trash. I never made it to Sterling, bro. But I heard once you're there, you're not getting out of there. So Sterling to everybody is like once you're there, you're not leaving Sterling. You're not leaving. You're in that compound. It got the mediums. It got the max. It got their own ad sake, the minimums, minimum restricted. It got everything. Everything. Now, me, I didn't end up in Sterling, so I went to different prisons because out here, before anybody starts saying anything, you have a number system. Anybody that hasn't been to prison, but if your numbers are high, violence, you're gonna get higher numbers. You're gonna go to a higher risk yard, right? That's why I went to a lifer yard. That's why when I first found, I went to a more serious yard, but I progressed also. I'm not gonna act like I didn't progress. I went down in the system to different camps. I ended at a camp actually, you know, but fools to Texas and damn, okay, I heard about that run too. Um, Parole, Sterling, Marshall. Damn. So you was how long you doing Sterling, my bro? You was in there for a minute? Yeah, the homie said that Sterling was just it was terrible, bro. Yeah, they said Sterling, bro, you like literally you don't move. And I guess I don't know if you was over there, if you remember when that guard got stuck up or she got stabbed up, the guard, but they said that there was a lot of people just it was dangerous over there. Hella dangerous. I was in Buena Vista too. In Wassenberg, fucked up there. Shit, I got all the way, bro. When I left, I had left, bro, to before I went to the halfway house. You know where I was, my homie, and I know this is gonna sound crazy, but I went all the way down to Rifle, bro. I got all the way down to Rifle, homie. I don't give a care what you say. When you come from a higher level, if you get to Rifle, that shit is cake. That shit is cake. Bro, Rifle, you came outside, bro, and you literally would come out to a valley and you don't have lockdown at all. It's not even like Delta. Rifle was like, bro, that was like fools were driving on the Rifle campus. They thought it was they thought it was like a summer fun day camp. My stupid ass made it all the way there, bro. I go to the halfway house, Phoenix Center, in a matter of 2 weeks. My dumb ass went back to prison. I was so sick to my stomach because I left Rifle. I should have just stayed in Rifle.
My dumb ass went back, and you know where they sent me? Straight to Ben County Correctional. And Ben County was not bad, but everybody up there thought they were just gangbangers. Everybody in Ben County. Everybody was trying to just live that gangbanging life. I seen so much bullshit at Ben County, bro. It was like, you fools just are just tripping over here for no reason. Yeah, there was Buena Vista was always drama, bro. Crowley, yeah, that shit was always drama. Hold on real quick. I'm getting this little egg in the system. My bad, fellas. Yeah, that shit was trash, homie. But yeah, man. Ben County, Ben County. That's where I stand. That's where I kind of stayed my last 4 years. Well, no, I didn't honestly, because I went. Yeah, I did. Ben County, and then I went to CMRC from Ben County. CMRC was wide open too. CMRC, we had that shit on lock, but it was just a gang of fools just running with their heads cut off at CMRC. I got regressed back to prison from CMRC because I wouldn't program. I was not going to program in CMRC. So they sent my ass back to Ben County to MRD. No joke. So Delta is right before Rifle, right? And those are minimums, bro, like straight minimums. One thing about Delta, it has 500 inmates. Rifle only has 150 inmates, bro. Rifle, right? So it's like the bottom of the barrel. But the reality is crazy, homie. Like it's a trip because little fools still be trying to politic in the minimums. I'm mind blown because bro, there was a couple times that the minimum camps too. They're all new numbers, and these little fools, they was over there fighting and shit, bro. I remember this fool got slid in the hallway because it's T buildings. You go to the T buildings, and he got his ass knocked out. Now, if you get knocked out in the minimum camp, you got to retire. You got to retire. And I said, damn, man, you got knocked out at the minimum? Uh, yeah, I'm glad I'm done with them days, though, bro. I'm super glad I'm done with them days, homie. That shit was booty. But shout out to everybody, man. All high salute to all the riders out there. I'm gonna actually I mean, I think honestly, to be truthful, bro, like back in the day, they had standards though too. I mean, I think even going to any classes, I think honestly, to be truthful, back probably when you were doing time, bro, if you went to CMRC, you probably would be considered that in your time, for sure. I'm not gonna lie. I don't even know why them fools send me to CMRC. I literally had 90 days to go to MRD, my bro. 90 days to MRD. And they sent me to see. Well, actually, I had what? I'll say 60 days, 6 months left. And they sent me to CMRC. I don't know why they sent me there, because it was not gonna do anything for me. It wasn't gonna do anything for me, my bro. I get up there and these fools want me to be an expediter. I said, hell nah, I'm not writing nobody up. They gave me a janitorial class. The first week I was in CMRC, I seen what it was, bro, and I just literally stopped programming all the way across. I said, nah, I'm cool. Send me back to prison. I'm good. But yeah, man, that shit is wild, fool. Done. Yeah, just stop. Don't even. Just retire. If you get slid in the minimum, bro, you're retired. You know. But shout out to the chat. I'm about to get to this gym, man. God bless everybody. Mall high salute. I appreciate everybody pulling up. Um, yeah, bro. CMRC, they have this shit called the expediter. And what it is you hold people accountable. And when you hold people accountable, you gotta write on paper and go put it in their file, bro. So it's like the community is like they run the CMRC program, and then they have a court. So your write up basically goes to the CMRC court. They wanted me to do that. I said, bro, are you smoking dope? I am not putting nothing on paper. I don't care if it's a program. I don't care if you really don't get none. Nobody gets in trouble. I don't care. You're not gonna have me put no paper to nobody. I'm not doing it. They made me be a janitor, bro. They made me clean toilets. I'd rather clean toilets than do that bullshit though. I'd rather clean toilets than go do that bullshit. Because it would be on your file that you literally wrote somebody up in CMRC. No. So homie, they knew I was a nuisance off of top, right? They knew that I was not gonna follow the program. Tell me why when it was morning meeting, homie, and because they make you do all these things, they try to put you to get back ready for society. I literally told them I'm not programming. And then I would go under the bunk and go back to sleep when it was program time. Homie, I would disobey every order. So they actually regressed me because of that. They said I was a nuisance to the community. I said, man, these fools are wild. But all right, my riders, my high salute to everybody. God bless. And to the next one, my homies. Y'all have a good day. Happy New Year's 2026. Um, it's here, man. But y'all be good, man. Let's go.